So in this friction lab, we were supposed to find the coefficient of both the kinetic and static friction, in other words, mu. In our experiment, we used four 5-kilogram masses, starting with 5 kilograms and then adding another one to 10, another 15, and so on up to 20 kilograms. And we pulled it across the table at what hopefully was a constant velocity, and then measured both the static friction, so the initial friction or force it took to get the mass moving, and then the kinetic once it was moving. So when we got those values, the red here is the kinetic friction force and the blue is the static. We plotted both points and then found a line of best fit for each. And then from there we were able to determine the slope of both those lines. So for our blue one here, the static, change in y was 0.8, change in x is 4, 0.8 over 0.4, that gives us 0.20. We did the same thing for the red one here. So change in y over change in x, 0.8 over 0.5, that's 0.16, that's the kinetic. So we notice that the slope is the coefficient, and it makes sense because the kinetic coefficient is less than the static, so we obviously did something right there. And like I said before, this value here is mu. It doesn't have, since it's slope, it doesn't have, it does have a unit, but it's mu, because it's in newtons. So from there, that we were able to that's how we got our objective. Our objective was to find the coefficient, and we found for both of them here. However, possible sources of error, definitely, there could have been some error in the constant velocity of how much I pulled the mass. I personally was the one doing it for my group, and I know that on certain occasions it was maybe not exactly constant throughout. So definitely there can be some inconsistencies there. And then also, when we were trying to read the values in newtons, it's possible that we didn't really get an accurate value because I was moving the mass, while my other group mates were trying to read. So there's also probably inconsistencies there. But overall, we were able to find the coefficients. It logically makes sense because kinetic is less than the static. And they're both under 1, so that means that makes sense. It means we did something right. So overall, I consider this friction lab a success, and it's definitely helped me learn the concepts of friction and the fun equation here.